Hola, nuevos amigos. The sun is shining brightly. El sol está brillante. And it's a wonderful day to be with you and teach you new things. Are you ready to learn? Excelente. Well then, let's begin our lesson and sing our hello song.
Hola amigo, hola amiga, hola amigo, hola amiga, hola amigos, hola amiga, hola nuevos amigos.
In our last lesson, we explored the sky, el cielo, and learned the words in Spanish for the sun, the moon, and the stars. El sol, la luna, y las estrellas. Today, we will look into the sky again and learn some new words in Spanish about the weather, el tiempo. There are other objects in the sky that we can see. These objects float high in the air, looking like soft white cotton balls. They are the clouds. The word in Spanish for cloud is nube. Listen as I pronounce it again. Nube. Nube. Now say it with me. Nube. Now say it by yourselves. Muy bien, nuevos amigos. Most of the nubes, clouds, that we see in the sky are the color blanco, white. But when there is going to be rain, usually the clouds are gray. Why is that? Because the clouds are full of water. The word for rain in Spanish is lluvia. Listen again. Lluvia. Now pronounce the parts of the word after me. Lluvia. Now let's put the parts together and say lluvia together. Lluvia. There's a song we can learn about a tiny spider that got caught in the lluvia, the rain. You may already know it. It has some finger movements that I will teach you. It's called the itsy bitsy spider, and it goes like this. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the lluvia and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the lluvia. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Do you think you have the song and the movements together? Good. Let's sing it again.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the lluvia and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the lluvia. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
That was a fun song. Qué divertido. The little spider got caught outside in the rainy weather, but the sun came out and he crawled up the water spout again. Sometimes lluvia can ruin our plans to play outside and make us triste, sad. But rain is necessary so that plants and animals have water to drink and to grow. Can you think of other types of weather that occur? There are thunderstorms with lightning, snow, windy weather, or tornadoes. It can be hot and dry, and hail can fall from the sky. There are many kinds of weather. One thing we like to know about the weather is how hot or how cold it is. When we know this, then we know how to dress for the day. Imagine with me that it is very hot. The sun is very bright and there are no nubes in the sky. Oh, está caliente. It's hot, nuevos amigos. Está caliente. Now, imagine with me that it is cold. The wind is blowing and it feels like ice. Oh, nuevos amigos, I need my coat. Está frío. It's cold. Está frío. Now, let's learn how to say it's hot and it's cold in Spanish. First, it's hot. Está caliente. Listen again. Está caliente. Repeat after me. Está caliente. Now we'll put it together. Repeat after me. Está caliente. Muy bien, nuevos amigos. Pretend that it is hot and say está caliente to each other. Muy bien, nuevos amigos. Now we'll say it's cold. Está frío. Está frío. Repeat after me. Está frío. Let's put it together. Say the whole sentence after me. Está frío. Una vez más. Está frío. Pretend that it is cold and say está frío to each other. Perfecto, nuevos amigos. Look at these pictures of the weather and tell me if it is hot or cold in Spanish. ¿Está caliente o está frío? ¿Está caliente o está frío?
Está caliente.
¿Está caliente o está frío?
Está frío.
¿Está caliente o está frío?
Está caliente.
Great job, nuevos amigos. Did you notice how I used my voice to ask you, ¿está caliente o está frío? I can tell you, está caliente, it's hot. And I can also use the same words and change my voice to ask you the question, ¿está caliente? Did you hear the sound of my voice go up at the ending? Change the sound of your voice to ask the question, ¿está caliente? Turn to your neighbor and ask them, is it hot in Spanish? ¿Está caliente? Muy bien. Now respond to the question and say, sí, está caliente. Yes, it's hot. Sí, está caliente. Isn't it fun to use the words we have learned to communicate in Spanish? It's time to visit with Coco and find out about the color for today. Hola, Coco. What are you looking at?
Hola, Señorita Garcia. Yo veo las nubes. I'm looking at the clouds, and they're starting to look gray. There might be rain, lluvia. Nuevos amigos. Gray is our color for today. Gray in Spanish is gris. We can see the color gris in many things, but we usually don't notice gris as much as other colors because it isn't so bright. Gris is more calm and it's very useful. You can see it in many places. Let's look at these things that are gray. Gris.
Gris. Gris. Gris. Gris. Gris. Gris.
So many things are gris. Let's practice saying gris. Repeat after me. Gris. Say it again. Gris. Excelente. Look around you and notice the color gray this week, amigos. As Coco said, I think you'll find it in many places. We have a new number for today. Let's find out what it is. Vamos a ver el número del día.
8. Ocho.
The number 8 looks like this.
8. Ocho.
Nuevos amigos, today our number is 8. Ocho. Let me say it for you. Ocho. Now repeat after me. Ocho. Let's say it together. Ocho. One more time. Ocho. Fantástico. Look at our number train. Our train is getting longer as we've been learning our numbers in Spanish. We have 7 cars after the engine. Let's go ahead and add car number 8. Ocho after 7. There we go. Ocho is now part of our train. Count the cars with me, nuevos amigos, beginning with the number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And remember the cero. The 0 is on the engine before the train cars begin. The number 8 is fun to write, nuevos amigos. Take your dedo mágico and write 8 in the air with me. Vamos a empezar. That was fun. Let's do it again. Excelente. Now let's count to 8 using our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We nearly used all of our fingers. Buen trabajo, nuevos amigos. Now, let's go on a little hunt and find the number 8 in our community. When you see the number, say 8. Watch this.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
The oval. Óvalo. An oval is a shape that is similar to a circle. It has longer curves and no corners. Óvalo.
Our newest shape is the óvalo, the oval. Listen as I pronounce it for you. Óvalo. Óvalo. Now say it with me. Óvalo. Again. Óvalo. Now let me hear you say it. Muy bien. The shape of the óvalo is similar to a circle, but it is elongated like an egg. Now, nuevos amigos, look at this ball, which is the shape of a círculo. And then look at the egg, which is the shape of an óvalo. Can you see the difference? Muy bien. The óvalo is an interesting shape, There are long ovals like the track for our number train. Look at the shape of the óvalo on our carpet. It's also an óvalo. Let's look at objects that can have the shape of the óvalo.
A mirror, un espejo.
Óvalo.
An avocado, un aguacate.
Óvalo.
Sunglasses, gafas de sol.
Óvalo.
A picture frame, un cuadro de fotografía.
Óvalo.
A medal, una medalla.
Óvalo.
A ladybug, una mariquita.
Óvalo.
Our lesson today brought us new words and phrases about the weather, el tiempo, and things we can observe in the sky. Let's review what we've learned. We learned the word for rain, lluvia, and the word for cloud, nube. We learned how to say it's hot, está caliente, and it's cold, está frío. We looked at some of the types of weather that can be caliente o frío. Coco brought us the color gris, gray. He told us that when the clouds are gris, there might be rain, lluvia. The number for today's lesson was ocho, 8. We looked at how the number 8 can be found in the community and wrote ocho in the air. Finally, our new shape for our lesson was the óvalo, oval. An oval is like a circle, but it has longer curves and no corners. An egg has the shape of an oval. Bravo, mis estudiantes! We've had a lesson that was muy interesante, and you worked very hard. Practice using your new phrases, está caliente and está frío, when you find out what the weather is like this week. Remember that you can make the phrase está frío a question by changing your voice like this. ¿Está frío? Before you leave school today, be sure to tell your teacher and your amigos, hasta mañana. It's time to sing our adios song. So let's sing together and remember that when you learn a new language, you also make new friends. Adios, nuevos amigos.